Good to see you as always. Let's just talk about
Vic,
Southgate. He genuinely appears to be quite hurt by the criticism that he's received. Do you sympathise with him?
No. To a certain degree, there are elements of the criticism that he's received, which is personal, which is, I get that. That's not okay. People throwing beers at him after, England topped the group, I think is unacceptable, and that's just idiotic. So I get that from him. But you're the England manager. You have to, you're going to receive criticism. The team hasn't been good enough. You've got world-class players in the side, and we haven't played well. Yes, we've managed to get through. Yes, we found the way. But that's been down to star quality and moments in games where really and truthfully players have stepped up when they've had to. He has to take the criticism on the chin. He's the England manager. It's the hardest job in the world, probably the toughest job in football. So for him to have to go through that, it's hard. We get that, but that's the price you pay when you take that job.
For that, though, Jamie, look, the bottom line is he's taken England to more semi-finals than all the managers combined for more than half a century. Doesn't he deserve more respect? Like you say, people have been having a pop at him. You say, no, he actually should expect that just because he's the England manager. Should he?
Well, yeah, of course. Listen, he's done a great job. Credit where it's due. He's got us to another semi-final. Well done, Gareth Southgate. Pat on the back. You're the England manager. Well done. Everyone loves you for it. But when the team's not playing well and you've got world-class players in it and you're going into a major tournament and you don't know who to play in midfield alongside Declan Rice when you're the England gaffer and you don't make a sub when everyone in the nation can see you need to make a sub, you're going to get criticism. You're going to get knocked. That is just part and parcel of being a high-level manager. It happens everywhere. Pep Guardiola gets criticised if he gets it wrong in a Champions League match. You have to accept that. You take it on the chin and you deal with it. He's done well. Gareth Southgate's done well. Well done. He's got us to another semi-final. No cigar yet, though. We haven't won a tournament. When you win a tournament, then you can sit back and say, now you can all be quiet.
You can't be serious about that because you're talking about winning a tournament and it is difficult to win a tournament. We know that. But yet he's getting us there or thereabouts. Spain, France, they haven't been... Well, Spain have been brilliant, but France haven't been at their brilliant best. Certainly the Netherlands haven't either. So why are we being so tough on somebody that's already, got us to these semi-finals, these quarter-finals? He's getting us further every time, surely.
Yeah, but we haven't won anything, Vic. I mean, that's... I mean, it might as well be Spurs. Seriously, all right, well done. You're a good side. You finished fifth. All right, well done. You've done well. You got to a semi-final. You finished second. Well done. You got knocked out in the quarterfinals.
If we weren't getting there, Jamie, we'd have more problem with him if we weren't getting to the final. We weren't getting to the semi-final. Surely.
Vicky, we're not Scotland. Come on, look at the England side.
You said that, not me, by the way, to all our Scottish fans and supporters.
No, but that's not a disrespect to Scotland. But they haven't got the players that we've got. Let's be real about it. England have got some of the best players in the world right now. Best player in Spain, best player in Germany, best player in England. In the three top divisions.
I'm playing devil's advocate a bit, but Italy, the defending champions, they're already out, right? So does he deserve less respect? It's a difficult tournament.
Yeah, but they're terrible. Yeah, but they're not good enough. That's the difference. Italy weren't good enough. Their team's not good enough. The England national team right now is one of the best teams we've ever seen. You've got top players in it, world-class players. You need to win something with it. I get it. It's hard. You have a tournament every 2 years. It's difficult. It's not easy to win it. I get it over the line. Everyone understands that. It's not like the Premier League where you've got 4 competitions to have a go at every season. But when you're an England manager and you've got the side and you see other teams and your other nations doing it, you're saying, well, we're better than them. We're better than Croatia. We were better than France. We were better than Italy. And we didn't get it done. So you're going to get criticism. We've not been good in this tournament, but we've managed to find a way. And we've found a way into the semi-final. Really and truthfully, we haven't really played a top side yet. A top side. We played some good sides. We ain't played a top side. Netherlands are a top side. So let's see how he does. If he fails again, then he's going to receive criticism because when it gets to the final hurdle, has he got the minerals to take us over the line? That's the question marks behind him. But you can't say he's not done a good job. He's done a great job. But he ain't got the cigar yet.
All right, all right. I didn't call you on to have a row. Look, let's talk about the positives, because there has been, I mean, the match at the weekend, you know, we're all screaming at our tellies, but we love it. The penalties, let's talk about that. I mean, that was just a class act from 5 kids that just showed us how to take a penalty, right?
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, it shows the mentality of these young players now to be ice cold in them situations. You know, I've stepped up and taken a penalty in a cup final, and I tell you what, I felt like I had lead in my boots. I was so nervous. But these lads, nothing like the sort. They looked ice in their veins, and fair play to. And you know what? Southgate gets it right. He's got a system. They work on a system. That's been proved. He knows that couldn't continue with the England going out on penalties all the time. So the way that now they step up with the players that are stepping up to take them, they're really confident. Plus, you've got Jordan Pickford in goal, who I think is an absolute hero.
Yeah.
Like, he's an unbelievable goalkeeper. He doesn't get the credit he deserves for how good he's been for England. Probably could go down as England's greatest goalkeeper, the amount of times he's got us out of trouble. So teams won't want to play us in a penalty shootout. You think now, you go into penalties against England, you're thinking, they got 5 proper penalty takers. Akanji stepped up for Switzerland. You know, that's the difference. We've got proper penalty takers.
We certainly have. So that's a good positive. Look, the fact that he took Harry Kane off before the penalties, do you have any concerns about his form right now?
He's not been good enough, has he, Vic? I mean, it's been pretty obvious that he's not at the races. And I feel that maybe there needs to be a question mark over whether he starts or not. I know he's the England captain. I get that. And a fit Harry Kane walks into any team in the world. He doesn't look right. He doesn't look fit. He looks laboured. He's not getting into the box. There was times in that game against Switzerland where you wanted him to bust a gut to get in the 6-yard box. He's behind the play. He's not holding the ball up. And in the past, you keep him on the pitch because he can take a penalty. It's a little bit like a Ronaldo situation we've got with Portugal. You're keeping him on the pitch because he's Harry Kane, not for what he's bringing to the team. You're hoping that he's going to do something. And he has done in the past. So that's why Southgate sticks with him. But we've got quality on the bench. We've got 26 players. You've got Ivan Toney. You've got Ollie Watkins. You've got Cole Palmer. You've got players now that can come on and take a penalty. You don't need Harry Kane to take a penalty. You don't need him. We've got 5. So if he's not doing the business, take him off. Right. I would actually drop him.
OK, you would actually drop him. Well, yes, you, because you say all sorts of things. But we know Gareth Southgate isn't going to drop Harry Kane. So my question is, Jamie, does Harry Kane have a responsibility? We can see it on the pitch. You know, you say he looks leggy. He does at times. That's the truth of it. Does he have a responsibility to actually do the knocking on the door and say, actually, Gaffer, it might work if I come on as an impact sub or I'm not in that starting 11?
Vic, no player in the world is ever going to do that. No player in the world ever going to do that. If the manager's picking you, whether you're 100% fit, 75%, half fit, you're going out there. You're going out because in your head, you always believe that you can affect a game. That's why you have physios. That's why you have managers who pick the team, who speak to the physio and say he's not fit. No player in the world is going to go to the gaffer and say, Gaffer, I'm not fit. I think you should play someone else. Never going to happen. You're going to go out there and try and do something and try and make something happen and try and affect the game. It's not happening for Harry Kane. For whatever reason, it's not happening for him. He doesn't look fit. Now, whether that's because he's had something coming into the tournament or the season's caught up with him, it just doesn't look like he's at the races. But there's no way in a million years that he's going to turn around to the gaffer and say, take me off. No player does that. All
right. Well, look, Gareth Southgate's watching right now and he's really interested to see who you've got in your starting 11. So we can show that graphic. You haven't picked Kane. You said that you've been bold. But you have got Luke Shaw. I think, yes, you have. So what do you make of putting him back in? You think he's good enough to start, yeah? Ready to start?
Well, I think why not? If he's played the minutes, then he's fit enough to start. The Trippier situation, no disrespect to Trippier, brilliant player, love everything about him. He's not a left wing back. It's a wasted player out there. We've seen Saka out on that side in that formation, making things happen. If you had Shaw out there or Anthony Gordon, where you've got another player where you can go both sides and cause havoc, then brilliant. Luke Shaw, it fits in. It might not get 90 minutes out of him, but you might get enough. And then you can make a change depending on how the game's going. If you're winning, then you can put Trippier on. If you're losing, you can put Anthony Gordon on. But Luke Shaw's the right guy. Gay comes back in for Konsa. Konsa I thought was brilliant, but Gay I think has been one of our star performers. And I think Ivan Toney's been given a chance up front. He makes things happen. He can score penalties. He's strong. He's fit. It doesn't mean you can't play Harry Kane. Just because Harry Kane don't start the game doesn't mean you can't bring him on. Bring him on in the 88th minute, like he did with Ivan Toney when the game's at 0-0. And then he's got half hour to win the game in extra time. Just because he doesn't start doesn't mean he can't be used. I just think that team looks fresh. You know, it's they've played a lot of games, and I think it freshens the team up and gives us energy.
All right, all right. Look, just finally, because we could talk all day and we haven't got time, I'm afraid, but do you think that the Netherlands style of football, do you think that suits England? You know, could they get a victory against them? Because I know you said, you know, the Netherlands have been good, but to be fair, they weren't so good in the group stages. You know, they qualified as one of the 4 third best, didn't they?
Yeah. I think this is going to be a good game for England. I think it's a different game to Switzerland. That was a game of cancelling each other out. I think this game's going to be a lot more open. I think there's going to be spaces for Bellingham and Foden to get in the ball in pockets. I think it's going to be end to end. You know, you're going to be sat on the edge of your seat for sure, because they've got top players in their side who can go and make things happen. They've got some world-class football players. So I think it's going to be an exciting game. I do believe England go through if we play a decent formation, if we play the right personnel. If Southgate makes substitutions when it's the right time to make subs, I think we can get it over the line. I think we'll get into the final, and I think we'll see Spain in the final. But I'm confident England can get it done. I do. Yeah,
I agree with you. Just so in one word, get to the final. Can we win it? One word.
No. We're losing the final. You want my honest opinion? Spain are the best team.